thank you. Thank you for that headset. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. This is Doki Doki, yep. I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh, that's me. Eh, you sound like you were thinking about ignoring me. Yeah, I was gonna just leave you. This is gonna be a hell fricking so long. You advised. Thanks, I guess. That's mean, Kerri-chan. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. Lol. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. It's true, I'm a Libra. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Kerri-chan, have you decided on a club to join yet? I should move my face up here. I'm realizing. There you go, chat. You're welcome. Recommend you not reading all the text. Okay. I mean, feel free to do that on your own time. A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's on about. Just kind of like that guy at the party yesterday. Is Myers-Briggs astrology for people with LinkedIn accounts? I don't know. Don't read the literature game. I know, right? People are weird. It's fine. We've had this on this channel before. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Wow! Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind just a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Ooh, that was fast. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. We gonna go hit the club! Hello, Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even more worse than the guy in chat sometimes. I'm impressed! Exclamation mark and quote. Open quote. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Full stop and quote. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Was it the Sayori Club? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. That sounds like a great club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. Can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Probably a bit of both. Probably a bit of both. Those exist. I've seen humans that do that. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Iko! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. I'm just here for the cupcakes. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Oh, I'm a boy! I don't have a pee-pee. Why do I have to be a boy? Can't I be a girl? Way to kill the atmosphere. Oh, Kerri-chan, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. I should have called myself Giant Penis. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! Pog! What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. This is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smallest in the the smartest in the club. Smallest, pfft. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet you. Sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Kerri-chan. Monika smiles sweetly. Ooh. Is she coming on? She wants me. She's smiling. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Hi, I'm doing the thing. We started the stream just like randomly talking about books, and I was going through my Kindle library, and then I was like, why don't we just play Doki Doki? Mary Sue. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little tingly in my pantsuits. Ooh. Come sit down, Kerri-chan. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got too excited. How about I make some tea? Yay! It's been wide, and so there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? No, we literally just started like 10 minutes ago. Ta-da! Wah! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to all look like little cats. That's so cute. Save. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate we used to make ears. That's so cute. So cute! Go figure. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Oishi desu. Some scenes from it. Yeah, I've seen like little bits of it in friend streams and stuff. Sayori talks with her mouth full and already managed to get icing on her face. Where? I don't see it. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for, you, dummy. All right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea just help you enjoy a good book? I forgot to make me tea for the visual novel. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. So many women's all trying to get my attention. I don't know what to do with myself. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. You ask them if size matter. Oh, fuck, I don't have the option yet. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I should tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home. As president of the Lit Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. Oh, you go, girl! I like her. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Hi, Tenji! Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but make school events like festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Right! We'll do our best, you know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees, in case you guys haven't noticed. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Jumping on this dick! I mean, not really. They clearly aren't interested in me. They're just giggling at themselves every 2 seconds. Someone needs to invent a club that lets us have anime girl hair in real life. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Kerri-chan, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Okay, so we're basically gunning for Yuri at this point. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Have you ever read Lord of the Rings? Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It's obvious the way her eyes light up when she finds comfort in the world of books and not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Like dating and making out. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. I like her. I'm down. I feel like we're the same person, you know? Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yes, it is! Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Same, girl! Oh, let's have sex. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. What an unfortunate soul, this guy. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that, but I have deep, dark secrets. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. It's true, and it's amazing. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? I never would have guessed. What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! Give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori Siddles? Sidles? Sayori Bisidlin? Up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Sidles. I thought it was a mistyped slide. Just like a, let me slide in MDMs. Girl, you know. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. I didn't see the eyes, I missed it. I'm just looking at the words. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing Takes more than just confidence. Natsuki would be too much like babysitting, yeah. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable around enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Yay! Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. Yay! That way everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Kerri-chan? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club! Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and the four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Kerri-chan, you all, I'm defenseless against these women. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when there's so many titties? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these titties. Alright. Okay. I'm just like any other man with a dick. I'll join a lit club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yeah, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came here for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Lit Club. Thanks, I guess. Titties. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Kerri-chan, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Kerri-chan, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sarah and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Doop. And with that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Titties, 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 and of course, titties. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in Lit Club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these pairs of titties. All right, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. And I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. This is like the adventures of dudes trying to get their dick wet. That is what this is to me. It's amazing so far. Time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Ooh! Okay. How many words do we pick? Desire. Nibble. Nibble. Atone. Adventure. Determination. Let's see. At least it's not like timed or anything. Effulgent. There's no titties in here. Boop. Boop is a word. Tragedy. Extraordinary. Nightgown. What? Climax. Uncontrollable, unending, vitality, wrath, existence, horror, marriage. The fuck is effulgent? Fiddy, what is effulgent? Joy? Listen, I've been all up in Marie Kondo, so we're gonna have to go joy for one of them. We are. Entropy, fireflies, analysis, bunny, kawaii, pink hair, rose, flea, entropy. Doki Doki! Games, comfort, pleasure, shame, festa. I'm dishing a box of old shoes and old clothes too. Yes! Shining brightly. Radiant. Ooh, that's a good word. Pleasure. Sensation. Suicide. Ooh, wow, that's dark. Okay. I see how it is. Hopeless. Marshmallow. Wonderful. Fireworks. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I mean, everyone Googled it simultaneously, so don't need to get butthurt because everyone wrote the answer. It's okay. Incapable, hopeless, lipstick. I'm wearing lipstick today, so let's go lipstick. Philosophy. Unrestrained. Massacre. Tenacious. Do, 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 do. Waterfall. I'm kidding, Zane. Hi again, Kerri-chan. Kerri gonna give Yuri that tenacious D. Boom! Why is my everything like laggy and shit though? That's my question. With this. Gonna get all them titties. Hello. Hi again, Kerri-chan. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Kerri-chan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. It's fine, girl. It's fine. I got you. Don't worry. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of your downvotes on YouTube. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Kerri-chan always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable! Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Kerri-chan can become good friends too? Sayori, As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Uh-oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Well, wait, Sayori? What, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like such a big deal and it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Thanks for the host, Crimson. This Yuri girl is Kerri to a T. It's true. It's true. Another hot day in Melbourne? Yes, it will be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Ooh. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... What's the book? That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes her book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Kerri-chan? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in, then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, They made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means that you're passionate about reading. She's wonderful. I love her so much. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, if it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book more between the two of them. Oh, the desk. Okay. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here, I'll turn the page. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. It's very descriptive. I do the same with my right arm. That way I can turn the page and Yuri slides... Okay, yep. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do since you've been so patient with me. Oh my god, her eye is so creepy. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange, my thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. It's beautiful. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses a lot of the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Kerri-chan, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Sorry, I didn't know that you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Hi everyone! I think it's about time we shared today's poems. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. And then Imperius kicks at the door and skewers the teacher, and Kevin announced her super shocked. Oh, so good. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time. Alright! I stand up and make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, you know that everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same. Who should I show my poem to first? Yuri, duh. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Yuri! Yuri-chan! I know, right, son? As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional! Eh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth and then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ha ha ha! Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Ooh. Hi, Saji! 20 random words equals experience. Because it's anime, yeah. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself or me or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present, but also living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Beautiful. Sorry, I must have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Or do they? It's true. Are you into ghosts, Siri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kerri-chan. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kerri-chan. Oh, me too. Yay, boobies! Who should I show my poem to next? Sayori. This is a good poem, Kerri-chan. Are you sure it's your first time? Yeah, I'm not that good. I'm the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time. I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it seriously. What? Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you did write one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Kerri-chan, deep down you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Alright, here we go. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky, it is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's so good. Wait, let me jump in the settings real quick, because this is like... Why is it so like laggy? I think when it's full screen it goes hella laggy, so let me... Let's do it this way. There we go. I think because it was in full screen mode, it was like, it's not optimized for that. What? Heck the fuck? Oof, that was fire. Oh god. That's so good. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Just in case the game crashes. Ooh, good idea. I didn't know it could do that. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. It me. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I'll look forward to it. Natsuki. Eh? Well, that's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass.
Welcome to the party.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Anti-Fox, welcome. Please don't follow. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. That people don't even take my writing seriously. Isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then make it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out a feeling in the last. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did? I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is as long as they have titties. But if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Monica. Hi, Kerri-chan. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Are they not all over 18, even though one of them is like the young one? Well, Rip Natsuki, nice knowing you. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Kerri-chan. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? It's the sort of barrier we need to learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Kerri-chan. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Everyone's like, they're 18. But then at the same time, it's like, she looks like a first year. So I don't know. I'm confused. But clearly the point of this game is to get in a relationship with one of these girls because they have titties. So, great job, Cherry-chan. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know what? Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of what you do on stream, all of the time. It can take years of patience and practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. Never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about it. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything because they have titties. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Here we go. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. Thank you, headset. I love getting updates on whether my battery is not dying. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Ooh, that's deep. That's some deep shit. What do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Can confirm. Just going out of my way to time people out for telling my mods how to mod. Get out. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I have some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. It's so true! That's with everything. Just do the thing. What is this game? It's called Doki Doki Literature Club. It has a lot of like really mature themes and stuff eventually, even though it looks heckin' cute. But we going in anyway, because it's me, so why would we not, you know? Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Oh, that's so true. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's like arts. It's so true. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Do I need to take a shower to prepare myself for this game? I don't know, maybe. Also, people who are new to the stream, this also goes for backseating and shit, so feel free to read the tweet and not be that human being in the chat. Yes, that's everyone. A glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Kerri-chan did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Kerri-chan liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous. Kerri-chan appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh, and how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? I know. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overtly cutesy. Ugh. There's a fucking circus up in here. Yeah, I'm a boy, apparently. I have a penis. I'm a penis man. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the only one whose boobs magically grew and bigger in size as soon as Kerri-chan started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Kerri-chan, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning could jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Oh my god! Help me explain that to her, Kerri-chan. What? There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Kerri-chan? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's gonna be Yuri! Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand, Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. Ooh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? It's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, that's enough. You both said things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk to clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces. Without warning, Natsuki snatches thrown poem up off the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri, I still want your titties. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Kerri-chan, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you be a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful as put socks in my bra. What thing did Natsuki say? Well, don't worry. I'm gonna make some tea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. The drama. Hatofu boyfriend? I need to play that. I do need to play that. Hey, time, by the way. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How do you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. How about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your new friends too, so your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I'll be able to do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. 'Cause titties. I nod to myself with newfound determination for the titties. Kerri-chan, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No, it's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Kerri-chan, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest, and I think everyone really likes you too. Every day's gonna be so much fun, Noodle. Hey, welcome. Hi, thanks for following. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Can't we just have all of the titties? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. So nice. It's easy to use Sayori. Full stop. Emerald arrows! Thank you! Welcome. Hi. Okay, yeah. Let's do this! Titties! Save. Yes. Okay. Crimson. Wrath. Entropy. Misery. Disaster. Tenacious. Incongruent. Breathe. Sensation. Philosophy. Headphones. Determination. fantasy, electricity, unrequited memories, ambient, frightening, effulgent. Intellectual, pleasure, memories.